Just so many questions I had and not enough answers. And so I spent like the better part of 10 years or so just, researching like, Buddhism, and, I would, read about, Confucianism, or like different parts of Christianity or Catholicism, and I finally stumbled upon Islam, and it just, I have friends that were Muslim, that were, Persian, and they just, would say, oh, well, we can certainly help you in this journey, and they would give me books to read, and it just kept reading and reading and reading and reading, and it just started making more and more and more sense, and, I guess it's just kind of culminated in, where I am right now. So I've been, I guess unofficially practicing for a few years now, just didn't take Shahada until earlier this year.
So unofficially, but officially you ended up taking the Shahada, you ended up accepting this way of life how long ago?
End of January, beginning of February.
Very recently.
Yeah, very recently, yeah.
Yeah, so it's really new to you now still. But
yeah.
you have 10 years, you were studying Islam. Unofficially, you would consider yourself Muslim?
Unofficially, yeah. I mean, I fasted I've been fasting for Ramadan for the last, probably 5 years. Dietary restrictions, I've always held those, and I've greatly admired the way of life, and I greatly admired like the discipline and the love that I feel when I'm around other Muslims. So it's just, that last step that I didn't want to take, or not even didn't want to, I just didn't feel like I was like emotionally or, mature, or like spiritually mature enough to like take the next step. And finally I just said, you know what, I don't think that really matters at this point. It's just kind of the right thing to do. So I just went ahead and finally took the step.
Did something that a life-changing experience, a near-death experience, because many people are just caught up with life, and the guy's just cruising down LA with a dog on his lap, listening to Tupac Bling Bling, and he's just, he's not thinking about truth, searching for the truth, money, that's all that's on the mind, right?
Right.
It's kind of really surprising when you see someone that's excited about really wanting to know the purpose of life, like you were seeking to know. Did something happen?
Well, the culmination of a couple of things. I was in the military for 10 years, well, nearly 10 years, and just seeing what I saw while deployed, and doing, meeting different people, and just seeing like people under like, the most extreme hardships, and like just under, this tyrannical rule, and like just without running water and no food, and like no schools, like no basic human necessities, but they still clung to their faith, like very, very strongly clung to their faith. And, it just amazed me. I was like, that's incredible. Like, I've never met anyone like this. And it wasn't just like an isolated incident. It wasn't just like meeting one guy who just happened to be very pious. It was like categorically, like almost ubiquitous, that every person I would meet was just like, well, we don't have running water, and I can't send my kids to school, but, thank God I have, like food to feed my family this evening, or thank God I have like this small thing or that small thing. And it made me wonder, like, that kind of faith, like that's something, I want some of that, I want to get involved in that. And that's kind of what like really made me sit down and like start questioning, like, okay, this is something that I really want to like look into, that I really want to, think about.